Hey guys, how's it going? Shay from That Student Life Australia, and today I'm going to share with you what you should be doing to study for the final HSC exams. Trials are over now, you've got a couple of months, couple of weeks until things get really serious, so what should you be doing to get a great ATAR? I'm going to show you. Alright, so obviously guys, I did the HSC last year, and if you didn't know, I did pretty well, ended up with a 97 ATAR, so I just want to share with you exactly what I did. I got a couple of things that I think worked in particular for me and Nick, so yeah, just thought I'd share with you. Okay, so the first major thing that Nick and I did every single day in the lead up, between the trials and the HSC, was we used a daily planner. So we obviously had, like 5 subjects each. We needed to, share our time between those evenly. We had a lot of things to do each day, whether it was homework or study or making notes, all that sort of stuff. It was hard to keep track of in our head, and we didn't want to fall behind or let ourselves get lazy. So we wrote down everything we needed to do, probably like a list of maybe 6 to 10 things, which made up, a couple of hours worth of work each night. Every day we'd write that when we got home from school or when we had a break, and we just make sure we stick to it by the time we got to bed. So planning each day and each thing you're doing for each subject every day is really essential between the trials and the HSC. Alright, so the other major thing that I did between the trials and the HSC was I got all the past papers, like all the test papers that I'd done for mid-year exams or little ones or the trials. I figured out where all my knowledge gaps were, like okay, maybe my notes didn't work so well for this question, I'll need to update it, or I need an example for this, or I didn't have enough info for this, or something like that. I got all those things that I didn't do so well in or needed more info in, and I corresponded them across to my notes that I'd made all year, and I kind of patched up the notes to make sure that they were all ready and strong for the final HSC exams. I made sure there were absolutely no weaknesses in any single dot point notes that I had, so that I was ready for anything the HSC would throw at me. And yeah, once you do that, you're pretty much bulletproof. Okay, so following fixing up my notes, I just honestly started memorizing them from like a month or 2 out from the HSC exams. It might have been like 5 weeks or so. So, each day I would, grab my notes, which I printed off and stapled into like a bundle of 30, 40 pages per topic. I just pick a topic each day and I just read through it, or, do a lot of the memorizing techniques I've done, like, handwriting, looking away, listening to. I just mix those in and do like a topic per day starting from 5 weeks out. Obviously I started early, so I didn't have to do as much per day, and it really just allowed the knowledge to settle in. So once you've made your notes, you make sure there's no holes in them, you've got an answer for every dot point, you need to start memorizing them each day. Just pick a topic for each subject and just read through, get familiar with everything so that you can memorize it by test day. Now if you watch the videos, you know what's coming next. That's past papers. I did every single past paper for every subject that I possibly could. For maths, I did about 21 years worth of past papers for extension and advanced. For chemistry and physics, I did every past paper since 2001, which is when the syllabus became the syllabus that it is now. For English, I did not full answers, but I made dot point, practice responses for every single question that applied to what I was doing in my exams. So that was like 4 or 5 years worth. And for my studies of religion, I just did the last 5 to 10 years, and then made sure my essays were all ready. So yeah, just bulk past papers. You need to be doing that in between learning your notes. So it'll be like, one day you'll do a past paper, the next day you'll memorize your notes, so on and so on, and then obviously you'll do both in one day in that 3-week period off that you'll get before the HSC exams. But you've got to be doing past papers and notes at the same time. If you're only doing one, you're not going to do as well as you could. Okay, now obviously guys, you'll be at school for a little bit and then you'll have a 3-week break. As I said, most people have that at least, where they get a couple of weeks off school to study just for the HSC exams. That's going to be big days for you. I was studying probably like 8 to 10 hours a day, something like that. I had to find the best time ratio that worked for me. It was usually about an hour and a half or 2 hours of study, and then about 40 minutes to an hour break. So that's what worked for me. I found that out through trial and error, so you need to find your version out through trial and error as well. Okay, now obviously 3 weeks or 6 weeks of hard study every single day, multiple hours, is hard to do. It's taxing on your body, taxing on your mind, and it's taxing on your willpower. So you need to stay motivated. You need to get on top of that and not just let yourself burn out by just not taking control of it. So what I did was, obviously had my ATAR goal right in front of me. I reminded myself of how much work I'd put in already, and how important it was, and I wanted to get into a certain uni degree. I just kept reminding myself of all those things that would actually get me to do the work. I'd watch motivational videos on YouTube, listen to clips while I was studying, just to keep me going, and obviously I was drinking lots of coffee and stuff like that. But I think 3 weeks of having 1 or 2 coffees a day, if that kept me going, then it was worth it. So whatever you've got to do to stay motivated, make sure you do it. So yeah guys, that's the main stuff that you really need to do. So you need to be planning your days, you need to be putting in long days. Like there's no way you could do great in the HSC doing 1 or 2 hours a day. It's just not going to happen, simple as that. You need to be having sessions where you're memorizing your notes, which are good notes from the syllabus to every single dot point, because if you've got any dot points you don't know about, chances are you'll probably get that in the exam. You need to be mixing that in with past papers, as many as you can. And if you can go to test day with having memorized an answer to every dot point and having done every past paper with a good sleep, staying stress-free and motivated, I think you'll do really well. You'll get a great ATAR, and you should be really happy with yourself. So implement those things that I've shown you today, guys, and you should be fine. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe for more. Good luck with the HSC and enjoy yourself. See you later.